I've been here for all of it. And I feel like we're in such a weird place on social media as content creators where I am like fighting. I feel like I am like trying to run through mud to connect with my followers at this point.
You know, if she's been on social media for this long and people are no longer engaging, then maybe we need to pivot, do something a little differently, you know?
I feel like there are so many bots, and I feel like these apps are now controlling who views my videos. And I feel like I get punished and penalized for not showing up and creating all the time.
Hey guys, it's me here, Comrade Lavender here, and I'm back with another YouTube video here. Today, I wanted to talk about the downfall of influencer culture. Rich out of touch, INFLUNCRS. Deep dive. The controversies surrounding influencer culture, in particular, the actions of some influencers, I've seen be highly problematic recently, or over the years in general. But before we get started, all my YouTube videos related to this topic will be on the screen right now, if you would like to check them out, so let's get into this YouTube video topic.
So we recently had an influencer reach out to us and asked to do a collaboration, and we respectfully declined because it was not in our budget right now. Then she essentially tried to blackmail us by saying if we offered the food for free, she would then write a good review about us. I told her we'd think about it, but she still came in the next day. And although we hadn't agreed to collab with her, we recognized her when she came in, and we still were very accommodating and offered her extra drinks. So we totally respect a bad review, but what we don't like is lying and bullying. The first thing she said was that our pistachio was so faked. Fun fact, we have right here our pistachio paste that is 100% pistachios from Italy.
Influencer culture is problematic because it often promotes unrealistic lifestyles, excessive consumption, and deceptive marketing, and toxic behaviors among followers. It thrives on curated, often disingenuous content. Influencers often present a picture-perfect version of life, involving luxury, wealth, and flawless appearances that are not representative of reality. Constant exposure to these idealized images fuels social media envy, leading to anxiety, depression, and a comparison culture where viewers feel inadequate. Influencers frequently endorse dangerous products, trends, or problematic lifestyles in general, influencing not good things. The industry often rewards individuals for minimal, or purely vanity-driven, contributions to society, emphasizing materialistic, superficial, and consumer-driven behavior. Influencers often project a lifestyle that is unattainable for the average person, focusing heavily on expensive, curated fashion, beauty, and travel.
Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. Right now we are in Erewhon, which is in LA. This is me in an Erewhon video and everything I get from Erewhon. If you guys don't know Erewhon's the most expensive grocery store pretty much out there. Everything's crazy expensive. So we're gonna get my favorite stuff, either supplements, whatever it may be, and then we're gonna go home and try it out. I love these perfect amino ones.
Donald Trump's influencer granddaughter gets backlash for being a capitalist pig influencer. Kai Trump, the granddaughter of U.S. President Donald Trump and the daughter of Donald Trump Jr., faced extreme backlash and criticism after posting a video on her YouTube channel showing a visit to a high-end grocery store in Los Angeles. Kai Trump boasts a vlog channel YouTube following of over 1.4 million YouTube subscribers, and she loves going high-end country club golfing. In the video, the 18-year-old documented a shopping trip to Erewhon Market, a luxury supermarket known for its uncalled-for high prices, and so-called luxury a classist grocery store where basically you can get away from the broke poor people and shop with your other capitalist pig allies and buddies. The YouTube vlog was originally titled, "I brought my secret service to Erewhon," before being renamed to, "I tried the world's most expensive grocery store." At one point, the teen, whose family is worth more than $6 billion, she joked that she was about to go bankrupt after seeing the price of an Erewhon-branded sweatshirt listed at $165. The video also showed her purchasing several items, including a $21 smoothie and a $10 lemonade, saying the total cost of what she bought grocery-wise was $233. Viewers said her vlog was disgusting, classist, and tone-deaf, and how we're living in the Hunger Games, one YouTube user commented. Title might be the most tone-deaf thing I've ever read. The video also caught the attention of users on X, with some criticizing her video in light of the ongoing conflict with Iran. Your kids might get drafted to fight in Iran, while the Trump family uses your tax dollars to shop premium, organic, gluten-free cake, the Lincoln Project wrote on X. Speaking of Iran, capitalist pig Dubai influencers flee war leaving their pets behind. In view of the tense security situation in the Middle East, many foreigners are leaving the Emirate of Dubai. According to local animal welfare organizations, pets are increasingly being left behind or handed in to animal shelters. Animal shelters are already warning that their capacities are increasingly exhausted. Of course, they don't care about their pets, I mean. If they actually cared and showed empathy, they wouldn't be living in a country that was built by slavery, because their skyscrapers are made with slave labor and Dubai is stealing Sudan gold and funding the Sudan genocide. People who live in Dubai only care about money and fame. Dubai, the country, is capitalism on steroids. Pets are social creatures that form deep bonds with humans. Abandonment leaves them confused, frightened, and heartbroken. Domesticated animals are not prepared to survive on their own.
This is the story of how a billionaire VC, this viral dress, and ballerina farm are all connected. And now the founder of the dress is tweeting up a storm, defending her decision to even launch the dress. I'm Sammy, covering all things Wall Street and culture, so follow along for more. First, there's this raging controversy in a very niche corner of the internet that's driven by Evie Magazine. Evie Magazine is like a conservative version of Cosmo, and it gets 100 million views a month. The founder and editor-in-chief is Brittany Hugo Boom. She's an influencer and also the founder of the startup called 28. 28 is an app that provides fitness and wellness programs for women based on where they are in their cycle. They raised capital from Peter Thiel, who's one of the most well-known VCs in the world. He's also very outwardly conservative. Now, this week, Evie dropped their latest viral dress. This was supposed to be a collab with Hannah Nealman, who's also known as Ballerina Farm. Hannah has over 20 million followers across social media. This month, she was featured on the cover of the magazine. But the dress dropped a day late, and they scrubbed all mentions of this dress even being a collab with Hannah in the first place. The company's calling the dress the Raw Milkmaid dress. It's selling for close to $200. In the marketing material, it says that the dress was inspired by raw milk. The fine print, it even says that drinking raw milk in some states is illegal. Drinking it is even tied to risks of viruses and bird flu.
The ballerina farm controversy is another highly problematic situation involving rich influencers. Hannah and her husband Daniel's story begins at a ranch in Brazil. They were two city kids who married in 2011. The pair were living in South America for Daniel's job, with their two sons, Henry and Charles, and were fascinated with farm life. When Hannah and Daniel returned to the United States, 4 years after moving to Brazil, they bought some farmland. They were set on making the kind of life for their family that they saw on their travels. The pair had no experience in ranching or any knowledge of living on a farm. They decided to call their new land Ballerina Farm, after Hannah, who documented their journey into farm life online, in all Hannah's videos, where she kneads her own bread and blends her homemade pesto for her children. A mighty green cooker stove stands proudly behind her. It's not immediately obvious, but after a few videos of Hannah went viral, viewers began to get curious. Then, in 2024, super sleuths figured out that particular model costs around $30,000. It's worth mentioning the family bought it secondhand, which still costs thousands. But by the time clarifications were pointed out, it was already too late. It didn't take long for internet sleuths' TikTok videos to go viral. The videos pointed out that their family is backed by hundreds of millions of dollars, which allows them to live quite comfortably. The ballerina farm controversy centers on the tradwife lifestyle of Hannah Nealman, which has faced backlash for presenting an classist, idealized, rustic, and often financially unattainable life, while masking immense, billionaire-backed wealth, while their shady, sketchy, wholesome brand portrays a homesteading life. Point out that the Nealmans are not living on a modest income. Daniel Nealman, Hannah's husband, is the son of David Nealman, the founder of multiple airlines, including JetBlue Airlines. The 328-acre Utah ranch is closer to a hobby farm funded by inherited old money wealth. Viewers often feel misled when they discover the extent of hired help on the farm, as opposed to the image of the couple doing absolutely everything themselves. And they have gotten backlash as well as having problematic gender dynamics. A July 2024 Sunday Times profile intensified the backlash, depicting Hannah as being controlled or stifled by her husband, raising concerns about the reality behind her polished, smiling videos. Ballerina Farm is simply a propaganda vehicle for promoting the traditional control of women by communities of faith via false imagery. Women know the reality she lives and should stay on track, rejecting these versions of women's lives that capitalist pig conservative men create. Outside of this, they have gotten backlash recently on TikTok for promoting Ballerina Farm's raw milk. Hannah Neeleman claims unpasteurized dairy has cleared up her skin, and she feeds her children milk straight from the udders of the family's cows. Apparently, she strains the dirt out first. In fact, she and her husband Daniel are so passionate about raw milk products that they decided to buy a truckload of Jersey cows and start their own dairy. Last year, they opened a roadside farm stand, which they marketed as Utah's premier destination for all your raw milk needs. But it sounds like it didn't take long for the realities of basic food safety to derail their plans. According to a new report from KPCW, shortly after the Neelemans opened their farm stand, the farm's raw milk failed 2 safety tests. KPCW reviewed records from the Utah Department of Agriculture and Food and found that samples tested in May and June had high levels of coliform, the family of bacteria that includes E. coli. That's not exactly shocking, given that the CDC has long advised against consuming raw milk, since it is far more likely than pasteurized milk to contain pathogens that will make you sick. Thankfully, it was enough for the Neelemans to pause their raw milk operations. A spokesperson for Ballerina Farm told KPCW that after the tests, the company decided to sell only pasteurized milk products at its farm stand and store. While it's not clear exactly when the company stopped selling raw milk, by July it was jumping in the comments to clarify that the milk in its controversial soft serve was pasteurized. Producing raw milk takes careful planning from a facility and infrastructure standpoint, Daniel Neeleman said in a statement to The Cut. Unfortunately, we learned this after the fact. He also stressed that the state of Utah requires daily testing for raw milk products, and any raw milk sold from our stand passed. But it sounds like the Neelemans haven't completely given up. Daniel said that while the way our dairy was built is ideal for pasteurized dairy products, they plan to build a second dairy made specifically for raw milk products. Until that pans out, it looks like they've pivoted to selling low-temp pasteurized cream-top whole milk.
This will be hard at first, but the more stereotypes you reject, the stronger you will become as a free woman. I chose the off-grid lifestyle because it just feels right. I love being surrounded by nature rather than cars, people, and shops. I like harnessing the sun's power to build a life outside the grid system. I enjoy the fact that I'm not dependent on anyone else for my water, power, waste removal, and eventually food.
Freely the banana girl aka Leanne Ratcliffe, a notorious raw vegan YouTuber, has faced significant backlash, rightfully so, for promoting an off-grid, homestead lifestyle in the Australian jungle, where she advocates for living in a home on a piece of land, consuming and growing vast amounts of raw fruit and veggies, and claiming this is achievable for anyone to do. Critics have accused her of classism, arguing that her lifestyle advice ignores the financial, legal, and logistical realities that make moving to a foreign country, purchasing land, and living on a specialized diet inaccessible to most people. People pointed out that moving to the jungle requires substantial capital and money saved up, which is not feasible for the average person. Her followers have previously questioned her off-grid claims, accusing her of being a fraud while using modern technology, smartphone, laptop, and satellite internet. Her promotion of eating endless raw fruit has been criticized for being unsustainable, expensive, and not applicable to people who don't have the same lifestyle or exercise program as her. Because at one point she was constantly biking across Australia with her ex-boyfriend Durian Ryder, Freely has been criticized for adopting a white vegan perspective that can be exclusionary and lacks intersectionality. This is often tied to her aggressive, bully tactics, where she has been accused of degrading women who do not fit a certain body type, the White early 2000s body type, or who do not adhere to her strict, sometimes raw, dietary, and health advice.
Pulled out my actual camera for the first time in a very long time, and I'm going to film a makeup tutorial my way. I've never done this before on TikTok. I don't know how this is gonna go. This is gonna fulfill my heart, if anything, and I hope that you enjoy it.
She was getting a lot of support telling her that this was the right move. As people said, now this is what we're talking about. This is what we want. Thanks for listening.
Social media. YouTube and TikTok influencer Jaclyn Hill faced significant backlash in December 2025 for complaining on TikTok about low video views despite her large following. The OG beauty influencer got her start on YouTube well over a decade ago. She's since grown across different social media channels, including Instagram and TikTok, where she has 8.5 million and 1.2 million followers, respectively. Her own fans, as well as people who came across her TikTok video content, deemed her out of touch for crying and whining about engagement metrics while showcasing an expensive lifestyle of luxury, consumerism, and often inauthentic content. Jaclyn Hill described her experience as running through mud to connect with followers and felt her content was being posted into a void. Her fans have argued her content has shifted from relatable, early-day makeup YouTube tutorials to focusing on designer luxury fashion items and food and excessive consumption, alienating her core audience. Initially, Hill responded defensively and gaslighted her audience and her own fans trying to spin it, claiming she also promotes affordable items and does giveaways. She later posted a follow-up video acknowledging the negative feedback about her content and the influencer era, asking her followers what they wanted to see. This incident follows previous controversies, including the closure of her cosmetics brand and various, often criticized product collaborations.
People can't stop talking about Kim Kardashian's parenting after her daughter North West's public style and behavior exploded on social media, and critics are blasting Kim for letting her 12-year-old act way beyond her age. North has been posting bold looks with neon blue hair, long acrylic nails, and even multiple dermal piercings on her hands.
Kim Kardashian is facing sustained backlash in 2025 and 2026 for her parenting choices, specifically regarding her daughter, North West, now 12. Critics have accused the reality star of being out of touch and enabling an overly mature, consumerist lifestyle for her daughter, with some labeling the situation as classist. Due to the extreme wealth and luxury brands involved, Kim was heavily criticized for allowing North to wear multicolored lace front wigs and a black corset, miniskirt, and platform boots in Rome, which many deemed too mature for a 12-year-old. Critics slammed the KKW founder for allowing North to have multiple, possibly dangerous facial and finger piercings. Nepotism and fame, North's involvement in music videos, the Lion King performance at the Hollywood Bowl, and acting in a brand-building class led to accusations of creating a Kris Jenner 2 and pushing a child too far into the spotlight. Kim has defended her choices, stating she is trying to foster her daughter's creativity, though she admitted on Call Her Daddy that some fashion choices were a mistake. She also stated, "Fuck you" to critics of her daughter's performances. So the problematic former reality TV star and social media influencer I'm talking about is Winter Blanco, born Kyla Wilkie, is a prominent social media influencer, reality TV personality, author, and musician originally from the Bay Area. She has built a significant following across platforms including Instagram and TikTok. She maintains her popularity through being a co-host of the Behind the Likes podcast with her best friend Chai. She first gained widespread national attention as an original cast member on season 16 of the reality TV show series, Bad Girls Club, on the Oxygen Network.
You lying. You've been chosen. You lying. You've been chosen. Hell no. Hell no. You've been chosen. No. No. You've been chosen. No. The first big no. No. So she gets back in the house and everything goes haywire. Get off the phone. Get off the phone. Get off the phone. Get off the phone. No. You like I'm a hood bitch turned bougie. What can I do? I have an attitude from there and I got an attitude from there. And the only people who I let check me are people I respect. If I don't respect you, I'm gonna go up.
On Bad Girls Club Season 16, Winter Blanco was known for her involvement in the toxic Bad Girls Club house drama, particularly the severe bullying of Kylie alongside Dream Doll. Kylie was the target of persistent bullying by both Dream Doll and Winter Blanco, and physical altercations and fights in the Bad Girls Clubhouse that eventually led to her voluntary departure from the show. And this bullying included physical attacks by both of them as well as other housemates, while she was already suffering from an ankle injury when Winter Blanco and Dream Doll threw her outside during their first altercation in the BGC house. Kylie sustained a bruised ankle after being thrown to the ground by Tabitha, otherwise known as Dream Doll, and Kyla, otherwise known as Winter Blanco. After returning to the house with the bruised ankle, Tabitha and Kyla targeted her again. While Kylie was trying to reach a production telephone to escape the situation, Kyla pushed her, and Tabitha ran up behind her and kicked her to the ground. Due to the violence of these actions against Kylie, Tabitha Dream Doll was removed from the house by production in episode 2.
Send her home just for acting like this.
There's a difference between jumping a girl.
We didn't jump her.
Tabitha, you guys jumped her last night.
We did not jump her.
Every time that I tried to get up, you would kick me in my back.
Alright, so go home and you won't get kicked for her.
No.
You want to protect her so bad.
I don't want to protect her. I just want...
Kaylee, why you want to be treated like that? Like, why are you here to hop around the house and make everybody feel bad for you? I don't feel bad. Kaylee, I am not no bully. I'm gonna do nothing.
I'm not gonna fight y'all.
She is a... That's it. Do you want to just send me why nobody... Kaylee, I am not no bully. You do not deserve to be here. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad.
Tabitha, you need to leave.
Victim blaming went on in the house on Bad Girls Club other cast members, such as Eliadria, Persuasion, and Bryncha, Taylene, criticized Kylie for not standing up for herself, accusing her of playing victim despite her injuries and her attempt to get help from production. After the season aired on a podcast in 2016, Kylie alleged that she was sexually assaulted by fellow cast member Tabitha Dream Doll Robinson.
Tabitha 100% takes it way too far. She crossed boundaries that people have never even, I don't know.
I want to clarify something, but at the same time, I don't. After it went home, Dream did things to me in the fight that Winter didn't do. That they legally cannot show on TV. Dream Doll also sexually assaulted me.
The allegations were specifically related to a physical altercation featured in the second episode of the season, which led to Dream Doll getting kicked off the show. Dream Doll initially denied the allegations on social media, calling Kylie a liar. She later reportedly argued that the sexual assault could not have happened because she was strictly dickly, heterosexual at the time. Later, Winter and Dream Doll fell out and unfollowed each other on Instagram, the social media platform, after rumors that Dream Doll slept with Winter's ex-boyfriend, Justin Combs, son of Sean Diddy Combs.
Dirty dick ass niggas, that's the cold fucking part. Real dirty dick ass niggas, like, you're fucking trash. I don't even give a fuck about the bitch anymore. I don't even care about you bitches no more. Like, I really don't. Cause you bitches gonna be hoes no matter what. You bitches are gonna be trash no matter what. Bitches who I thought were my friend. Bitches who I had your fucking back. Like, that shit is so sad. Like, come on, bro. Come the fuck on. All y'all are fucking trash. Trash ass niggas, trash ass bitches. Had this nigga back for 5 fucking years, blood. 5 fucking years. No matter what he did, no matter what, I always forgave. I always forgave. Because it was just a we're young, we're stupid sense of way. But you fucked my friend. Okay. Cool. That's cool. That's ways. Yeah, everybody knows, everybody behind the scenes knows about this situation. I don't talk about this situation publicly because honestly, when I used to talk about it when I was younger, fresh in the situation, I did not want to talk about it. But everybody knows about this situation. This has been the love of my life, and I've been the love of this nigga's life for a long fucking time. Years on years on years. And I got a lot of niggas. You could choose over whatever nigga you want, bitch. Fuck whatever one of my niggas you want. It's just one, but heard you. Cause when niggas slid in my DMs, I straight up told my fucking friend, I said, isn't this your nigga? That's what the fuck I did, cause that's the type of bitch I fucking am. One of your niggas slid on me and I was like, no, you fucking my homegirl. But apparently, when the only nigga that I fucking love, tries to fuck with you, bitch, it just bust pussy wide open, so.
After the show aired, Winter Blanco showed not an ounce of growth. She later was caught on Instagram Live laughing at her bullying Kylie in the past, even though she claimed she was sorry about bullying her.
Aren't you the girl that bullied Kaylee on BGC? Yes.
I'm not going on no ATL baddies. I got my own motherfucking show. Y'all got me fucked up thinking I'm going on ATL baddies. I got my own show with Zeus. Okay, let me shut the fuck up. Bye.
I have never seen a crazier display of pretty privilege until I saw the love that Winter Blanco and Dream Doll got after their season of Bad Girls Club. First of all, let's start off, are you guys fucking insane for loving them? They were disgusting bullies. Like, it was to the point where it was like, okay, this is beyond the show, baby. You're not just doing this for the show. You're actually a disgusting person. And the only reason to chop it up why anyone would like those girls after the show is because, ding, 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 they're pretty. They're aesthetic vibes. They give very hood bougie. And you guys want to emulate that. So guess what? You guys are going to worship them at their feet. So let's test this theory. Does anybody love Valentina from season 10 so much? No. Although being very identical in action towards Winter and Dream Doll, you guys are not falling at your feet for Valentina. You know why? Because she does not fit your standard of beauty. Despite all of these women being exactly the same in action, you guys love Winter Blanco and Dream Doll way more than you love Alicia or Valentina.
So what is it about the Bad Girls Club that you, because I feel like that's a thing where you don't like you said, I don't like people to know that I'm from there. I don't like.
Well, I mean, it's trashy as hell. Like, I mean, let's just start there. It's disgusting. I mean, who I was when I was freaking 22 years old is a completely different person. Also, when I went on that show, it was edited terribly and it made me seem like this person who I'm not. And still to this day, I have people that, you know, will call me a bully and
Judge you off of
think
that.
I'm this like terrible negative person. And I'm like, that's just literally it's not who I am. It's so far from the truth.
I could bully you. Simple. It's neither here nor there because once the internet decides they know you based off of a few photos or a few scenes from a show, it's almost impossible to convince them otherwise. Let me set the record straight for the last time. What people watched on the show was a direct reflection of what the producers wanted them to see. They created narratives for every girl in that house and then did hella sneaky shit behind the scenes in order to bring those narratives to life. Our hell was your entertainment. I'm not going to front like I didn't fall into the trap, but everything I did was in a response to something done to me. The gag was that most times you were only ever to see my reaction, not what I was reacting to. Could I have handled a few situations better? I'm a real ass bitch, so I don't have a problem answering that question honestly. Yes, but the producers had us all on some bullshit, not just me. Anyway, after dealing with the whole Demi situation, you'd think I would have learned my lesson.
So you would think that Winter Blanco would take sexual assault allegations more serious and try to change her image for the better. Having allegations tied to this situation, but apparently not. She showed no growth since the season of Bad Girls Club in 2016 aired. Winter Blanco has been accused lately of being a pick-me girl, dismissing other women, and being a overall male-centered, and pulling a Nicki Minaj with and what I mean by that is Jennifer Ho, the woman who sued Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenneth Petty over allegations including witness intimidation and harassment, had spoke out on being pressured to recant her statement about her 1994 sexual assault. Winter Blanco has been accused of downplaying sexual assault of other women, as well as downplaying her ex-boyfriend Justin's ties to his dad P. Diddy just because she dated him in the past.
All right, so we're ready for the advice. So I need to know if I'm tripping or not. So me and this guy have been friends for a while, and it has always been a flirty friendship, but we never took him seriously because he is a whore and I'd rather not. So I played along whenever I wanted attention and kept it all flirty. and a friendship level. He would come over and we would cuddle, never kiss or initiated sex with him ever. And he would rub on me, which I was fine with up until recently. He came down to my house and we were doing the usual, and his hand started to go towards my power portal. I'm crying.
My power portal is hilarious.
And I told him, let's keep our hands above the waist, please. And he just sighed about it and we went to sleep. So I thought, so why in the fuck did I wake up to him fingering me after I specifically told him to keep his hands above his waist?
Above her waist.
His hands above waist.
Uh-huh.
It made me very uncomfortable and I was legit sick to my stomach. So I got up and left and went to the bathroom and stayed gone until I got myself together. I didn't say anything because I don't feel the need to explain shit to him because he knows he was wrong. And I told him he needed to leave because I had shit to do. I love our friendship, but this situation has completely ruined my views of him as a person. I have been ghosting him since it happened because I don't even know what to say. I don't want to seem too dramatic, but is this not SA? What advice would y'all give me to go about the situation? Please help. Love y'all. And by the way, this advice was, she sent this on the Patreon. So if y'all are on the Patreon, DM us, you guys.
Your opinion.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, I don't know if I'm okay. I know that a lot of things are like called SA these days. And I think that like, that's like really, those are really big words for Elmo. Like, you know, like I think that even these days, like if somebody kisses you on the cheek without your consent, people will be like, oh, they sexually assaulted me. Like, you know, and I think like, yes, what he did was wrong. I think that you should tell him 100% about his actions so he feels like, you know, like that's completely not okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I would tell him about it though, for sure. Be like, you know, I really care about you as a friend, but like I feel like you crossed the boundary. Yeah, you crossed the line with me because if I said, you know, I don't want you to do that. But you know, guys will try to get you horny and want you to fuck and try to be like touching on your coochie, which is like, of course, like be like, get off me. Like, what are you doing? Like, no. But yeah, definitely tell him if that's like a big boundary for you, then I would definitely like, you know, push that issue.
And we don't want to minimize that at all.
Yeah, I'm not trying to minimize
1000% at all, not minimizing it because you have a right to feel how you feel. And if that is how you feel, if you feel so strongly about it, by all means stand on that and you know,
confront him and say something like that just didn't make me feel comfortable. Like, and I mean, hopefully he will take accountability and say, I'm so sorry. Like, it will never happen again.
The controversies she's been in lately include Winter Blanco taking about consent in the new podcast episode when it comes to Twitch or Kick streaming people in public. But she never apologized for the horrific advice segment about the girl who was SA on episode 90, when that was clearly not consensual. In one of her and Chai's podcast episodes, they gave a horrific advice segment to a woman that had been sexual assaulted by a guy on episode 90 of Behind the Likes podcast. The girl she couldn't give consent. She told that man no. Then he proceeds to finger her without permission, which is not consent. And Winter wanted her to talk to him about it, which is extremely dangerous advice. When he allegedly sexual assaulted her, confronting someone alone is dangerous. Fans of the podcast were disappointed in the way they answered that question, and they never once apologized for it or addressed the backlash. She gave terrible advice to a girl, and now she doubles down on it and laughs at her horrific advice.
Okay, no, and now we really are, you know,
live and learn.
Live and learn. We live and learn. Honestly, we made a bad case of judgment, but I'll tell you the advice that.
Well, I don't know. I kind of stand by it a little bit.
Oh wait, no, I don't really stand by it because
like
there's different versions of sexual assault.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And you can't define what somebody's version is.
Yeah,
so that's where we will say we are at fault at.
Yeah. Okay.
So
what was the scenario?
The scenario was basically this girl, she had a guy best friend, and you know
they would flirt a lot.
They would flirt a lot, and she let them sleep in the bed, like they slept in the bed together. They had made out.
Yeah.
But she said, all right, we're going to sleep. Do not touch me anymore. Do not do anything with me. Like, you know, we have a pillow between us.
I don't know if she said that. She didn't say pillow between us. She did not say pillow between us.
Okay,
she basically
set her
boundary. She didn't say all of that, though. But she didn't do all that. She just was like,
she said
we're
her
not
boundary.
fucking.
We're not fucking. So she said she woke up.
And he was playing with her pussy.
And we were both like, I like a little finger in the pussy. You know?
Problematic. Yeah.
Okay, no, fine.
Do before.
No, okay, here's my thing. If I woke up and I'm like, had made out with a nigga, we was cuddling in the bed, I woke up and he's trying to touch my pussy, I'm gonna just be like, stop. And then after he don't stop, I'm gonna be like, do you not hear me saying stop? Yeah. But it's like, if it just happened, I'm not about to be like, you sexually assaulted me.
Well, the first time he did it was the assault because you said, I don't want to fuck you. Yeah. Fingering is a part of sex, just like oral sex.
But did she ever tell him no? I think he just was like touching her coochie. I don't know, but
it don't matter. You touch my coochie, bro.
Regardless.
Sexual assault.
I guess I've been sexually assaulted many times.
And I should have never brought this one.
Let me remind you, this is the same woman who, after going on Bad Girls Club, the reality TV show on the Oxygen Network, went on to call out how exploitative the reality TV show was, and how she felt BGC was like a prison, and how they used alcohol to cause drama, but she sees nothing wrong with this. She's a pick-me-girl hypocrite pretending to be a girl's girl.
When it comes to reality TV stars, Brittanya Verrazzi, who is now a porn star who appeared on the TV network VH1 on the reality TV show Rock a Love Bus with Bret Michaels on January 4th, 2009. She also appeared on other reality TV shows such as Charm School, I Love Money, and Botched. After her time on these reality TV shows, she blew up on social media, especially on Instagram and MySpace. She had over 17 million followers on her old Instagram page called Brittanya187 before Instagram deleted it for violating the terms of service. She also had a YouTube channel that had over 100,000 subscribers before it being taken down and her account being suspended off the platform because she violated community guidelines by linking her OnlyFans to her videos, which is against terms of service, and posting inappropriate YouTube shorts. She was getting all kinds of gigs at the club appearances and jobs from when, after the Rock of Love show aired, she had gigs like almost every day that, like at clubs and stuff. She also got into magazines about her tattoos. She got brands and sponsorships on her Instagram, like waist trainer brands, energy drinks, Instagram model promotions. Other models on the platform wanted to be promoted, Fashion Nova to promote their products, and much more.
My name is Brittanya, and I update my body as much as I update my photos on social media. I feel with each surgery, my social media keeps growing and growing because I get better and better. You might know me from Rock of Love, Charm School, and I Love Money, but you might not recognize me from those shows because I've had a lot of work done since then.
I didn't start that way. I think in the beginning I was all family. I was just, I did what worked for me. I have my clothing line. I did that. But then, you gotta go with the trends, like whatever's poppin'. I would post like a little sexy picture. It would kill it. And I was like, oh, this is what people want to see. And it ended up being what it is now, which is just craziness.
Just sort of like keep getting more and more extreme with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally in my own bubble. Totally. And that was my life. That was my normal. And I went somewhere one time and someone came up to me and they were like, hey, you want to do a show? I was like, oh, sounds cool. They're like free booze, like free this. I was like, okay, cool. I'll do it. And I ended up doing a show and my life changed drastically.
And the first show was Flavor of Love?
Rock of Love.
Rock of Love.
Yeah.
So were you a Bret Michaels fan, or do you even know anything about him?
I did. Actually, the whole truth is they actually casted me for a different show. It was Real and Chance. It was a different show, and I didn't want to do it.
What was Real and Chance?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And see, I made a good decision. I told you I'm good at making decisions.
And Rock of Love. This was actually kind of strange about it. Is I remember watching Rock of Love, so I definitely watched an entire season of you on a show
back in the day.
Yeah, it was, and I never used to watch shit like that, but somehow I got into that and Flavor of Love. But I don't actually remember like I'm sure you looked a lot different and stuff. I'm sure maybe if I saw your character like on the show, I would remember.
I mean, it was so 10 years ago. It's a long ass time ago.
Yeah, over 10 years, huh?
Yeah. So I ended up doing that show. Changed my whole life. Changed everything. Yeah.
So what was it like actually being on the show? Were you actually a fan of Bret Michaels?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Right.
So I did watch Rock of Love, and I did love the show. So I actually got offered to do a different show before. I didn't know it. I didn't care for it, and I didn't want to do it. I was like, no, I'm not interested. Then they hit me up again, and they're like, okay, what about Rock of Love? I was like, fuck yeah, it's my favorite show because I watched season 1 and 2. I was on the third one.
So how did your life change after that?
Just everything. It was crazy. Like when I did the show, I thought it was going to be just normal. I didn't think anything of it. And when I got off of it, or when it aired, I was like a fan favorite, and I was just shocked.
Right.
I was just totally shocked.
So you start having tons of opportunities from there?
Yeah, I was the most booked person. Back then there was no Instagram, so people paid all day. I was booked like 5 days a week minimum. going state to state, like just doing club appearances after club appearances. So that like brought in, like, I was like, wow, this is a crazy shit going on.
How much
you
are
know?
you getting paid at the time to do club?
$1,000 a club.
Okay.
So it'd be like 800 minimum, like if it was in LA or somewhere close,
Uh-huh.
to 1,500, but average 1,000.
Then you were just grinding it
Oh,
out.
I was fucking milking it.
That's light. That's tight. What was there any other ways that you were able to like monetize it at the time?
No. So then I did another show, which then they brought me back, and I did 2 more shows after that.
The same show or just different shows?
No, they spin-offs.
Okay.
So I ended up doing Charm School and then I Love Money. And from that point, I was still just banking off the, doing that. And then I got in trouble.
What was the trouble?
Then I got locked up for assault with a deadly weapon.
What?
Yeah, and the first charge, actually, they wanted to get me for attempted murder.
What did you do?
So I thought my whole life was over.
Uh-huh.
Like, it was crazy. I thought my whole life was over. Thank God it wasn't. I ended up just doing 6 months for it.
It's super important for me to get the right picture and stay relevant because I have all these eyes on me. You feel a ton of pressure. I don't want to let all my followers down. Right now, my career is on the rise. I have 16 million followers on Instagram and growing daily, but I haven't hit the peak.
I have to show you. So, you guys, this is put in, remembering. It's like memorial. It means that you cannot access your page. It means that someone made a fake report saying that I had passed away, or just got fixed. But the point is, you guys, I swear to you, I have taken more losses than anybody in Instagram history. I lost so many accounts, starting with my 17.6 million follower page. I lost this account that I'm writing you on, and I'm still getting messed with day in, day out, no matter what I do. Literally, now they're making fake reports that I passed away just so I cannot access my account. I know a lot of you guys don't know how that works. So when they do that, that means that you can no longer get access. Like, I cannot go onto my account to message you guys, to post saying, hey, no, I'm alive. Nothing. And so they take all access away. I guess it's like a loophole that these people found to mess with you. So they've been doing it to me. They did it to me over and over again. All I'm saying is I don't know what they're going to do next. Like, literally wrote me off that I passed away. Who in their right mind does that? Who writes a fake obituary saying that you passed away, and then not just putting it on one account, but putting it on 2 accounts? 2. Like, it blows my mind. But these people that have nothing better to do, all they do is sit around and think, how can I get rid of Britannia? And it's never going to end. So with that being said, I don't ever want to lose you. Why I never, okay, I don't like little cars. I don't like Lambos. I don't like Ferraris. I am a Rolls Royce whore. I only drive Rolls Royces. Yeah. So the other one is obviously the OnlyFans. Listen, you guys, I do a ton of shit. Okay, my hobby. It's not even my hobby. What I got into was real estate. I own like 15 houses, condos, commercial buildings. Like, I own a lot of real estate. Okay, I am so happy to say I lost count. Legit, I lost count. I would say I probably own about 24 now, or 24, 25 homes. And it's crazy because it became like just I didn't even, like, back in the day, I didn't even think I would own so many like houses and shit, but it just became like a hobby. Now I just keep getting them and getting them and getting them because, like, pretty much for security. Like, if I lost everything today, then I own like 25 houses, so I'm good forever, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm happy to say that I kind of lost count, but I want to say it's like 24 or 25. I started my OnlyFans 2 months ago, okay? I finally did it. Everyone kept telling me, like, go on OnlyFans, and I'm like, finally did it, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and say that I have always done crazy ass dares, okay? But today's dare is definitely the craziest one I've done to date. Like, I cannot believe that I just did what I did. So someone dared me to
Someone dared me to bring a toy with me to the store, if you know what kind I'm talking about, and to put it on a chair. To put it on a chair and use it in the store. And I was like, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. I can't do that one. Then I thought more about it. I slept on it and I was like, that's absolutely amazing. I gotta do that. So this morning I woke up and I decided that I went ahead and I did the dare, you guys. I did the dare. I put the freaking thing on a chair and I did it. So it's loading right now on my OnlyFans. It's the one and only place that you can find it. So today I did a crazy public video and you guys should not miss out on it. You have to click link in bio to check it out. I'll be posting it tomorrow and it is insane. Well, everything I do is insane, right? That's why it's fun. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like I might get the chances that I might get caught in public, which I did get caught today. It's just so much more exciting. Like I love the adrenaline of possibly getting caught. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a weird fetish, which explains the hair being a disaster and my one eyelash that's half off. I could probably put my hair down. And this lady today, she told me, she's like, there's kids here. And I'm like, they're not though. I'm not doing anything in front of them. She was so butthurt. She did not like me. And then she accidentally, I think she heard what I was doing, like the craziness. So she's like, she was really offended by me. She did not like me. I mean, I guess I don't blame her, but so what did she say? I was kind of like embarrassed. She was just like, she said something like, why are you doing that here? There's kids here. And I said, there's not kids right here. And then she was like, you know what I mean. I saw what you were doing. And I was like, but there was no kids around. So yeah, I think my content definitely offends people. So do not subscribe to my OnlyFans if you are easily offended, because for some reason, somehow, all my content on there, people are mad at me all the time. They get mad at me. I mean, oops. It makes for good content. The fucking funny thing is like, I'm not even trying to offend anyone. I guess I'm just like, oh, like, I guess that makes you uncomfortable. Like, sorry, you know, I'm just trying to get my content. Like, don't look then. But yeah, today this lady was really upset with me. She did not like me. But I got some good content.
Post on social media bragging about being a self-made millionaire. She wrote a book called Millionaire Talk. This was a quote she said on her own Facebook account, her verified one. Everything I have, I own. I never got a loan, saved up, and always lived within my lifestyle budget and saved up for bigger and better goals. Because everything I got was from persistence, patience, and hard work. I appreciate everything because I remember having nothing. I never take any of my success for granted because I understand it can be all taken away. For that, I stay hungry and humble with a passion to always strive to be the best. I'm passionate because I believe you should give it your all, and if you fail, you know you give it your heart and your soul. You have no regrets when you do your best. I came from nothing. I lived with my dad until he went to prison. I was on my own at 15 and homeless with a son. At one point in life, I was homeless. So I've lived and seen it all. The struggle made me stronger. When everything thought would fail, I made sure that one day they'd see me prevail and succeed in goals. I wrote this book. It's a self-help guide, the same steps I followed into becoming the multi-millionaire I am today. I hope that it can do the same for you. Most importantly, I want you all to know that we are no different. I am no better than you. My success was originally fueled by anger and revenge. Every time a hater speaks my name, I make sure to double my net worth. Sometimes you just have to find what lights your fire. This book will help you find that. People think she's one of the people that gets away with pretty privilege because she's done highly problematic things throughout her whole social media career history, from the time she went on to Rock of Love, the reality TV show, to up until 2025, right now. She's been called out on Twitter for allegedly being an Instagram scammer. She's gotten backlash for doing sexual things in public places, like taking a towel off a Target shelf and brushing it on her private parts, doing naughty things in the Walmart changing room, and doing sexual things in public where she could be caught at, such as doing sexual activities in the Starbucks drive-thru line, in the Target store, or in the Target parking lot. She's been called out on doing sexual stuff in public multiple times. She was using COVID-19 masks as a bikini on her Instagram photo op. She's gotten backlash from taking sexual Instagram pictures in her son's room with their video games. She's gotten backlash for wearing an indigenous headdress when she's not native at all. She's gotten backlash for photoshopping her OnlyFans girls' faces to make them look underage and like a child. She's been called out by another problematic reality TV star that I'm going to be talking about as well in this video, Winter Blanco, who called out Instagram for their hypocrisy for letting her get away with breaking Instagram's terms of service. People think her pretty privilege has let her get away with breaking the terms of service on Instagram. Britannia has a number of photos on her new Instagram that show her nipples completely see-through sheer clothing, as well as her hairy kitty cat. I'm talking, you can see what color the gem is on her nipple piercings is the next level of sheer. Some of the photos have over 1 million likes. Other influencers, such as Winter Blanco and others, are angry with Instagram for its hypocrisy and unequal treatment and unequal enforcement of its own community guidelines. They have photos removed, and other people, such as Britannia, seem to get away with whatever they want to post. But recently, she got severe backlash because fans of the reality TV show, as well as former castmates on Rock of Love, and as well as other people, think she's pimping out OnlyFans girls that are much younger than her. I also want to talk about Britannia from VH1's Rock of Love Season 3 bus.
She still keep in contact with some of the girls. Nope, I don't keep in contact with none of them. The crazy thing is that, okay, so what you gotta remember, so when I filmed Rock of Love, this was 10 years ago, right? I'm a totally normal bitch. Like, I don't know shit about the world. I was like super, I don't know, like I wasn't, like, I never even ate sushi in my life. I never traveled. I didn't know anything. Like, I was really, like, sheltered, I guess. Not sheltered because I'm a G, you know? But I was, like, how do you explain it? Like, I didn't know much. Like, I didn't know much. Anyways, so I go on this show, and I didn't try out for it. I didn't plan on it. Something that fell in my lap, and I was like, fuck it. Like, yeah, I'll do it, you know? And while I was on the show, I'm still my normal self in my head, and there was someone on there that, like, I was like, you know, you're gonna stand out, you're so cool, like, I loved her, she was so fucking cool on the show, and she ended up hating me, and it sucks, because she ended up hating on me, that made her hate me, and I don't know why. Oh, I think she got offended because I said I was the only girl that made it out of Rock of Love, but, like, again, me being blunt comes off wrong, but I ain't lying. I wasn't lying. It's the truth. You know what I mean? Like, I am the only one from 3 seasons, 22 girls each season that you know. You don't know anyone else from Rock of Love. And the reason why is because I'm the only one that made it out of Rock of Love. Like, if you take offense to that, like, sorry, but I'm just saying the facts. So anyways, I don't talk to any of them. I was really only friends with one of them, which is the one I'm talking about right now, that just ended up hating on me because I was telling the truth. So, no, the answer is no, I don't talk to no girls from Rock of Love.
Some of the most popular girls to come out of charm school, the reality TV show, have showed no growth whatsoever off the show. This includes Britannia Razavi, who was originally cased for Rock of Love Season 3, and ended up doing other reality TV shows, such as I Love Money on VH1 as well as Charm School.
I'm freaking in a lot of trouble right now with the law, and if I win, I could pay for my lawyer. I have a really, really bad anger problem.
Former reality TV stars like her, who show no character growth for years after the TV show scare, you would think they would learn and grow from their past experiences and become a better person, but instead remain the same highly problematic person and influencer they were before. 2025, she is accused of by the Routers.com website of a filing in August in a federal sex trafficking lawsuit alleged that Britannia Razavi, a 39-year-old former reality TV personality and porn star, manipulated and coerced financially desperate women into making porn for OnlyFans, and then stole most of the profits. Phoenix International, OnlyFans' British parent company, is also named as a defendant in the suit, and accused of having a business partnership with Razavi that facilitated her exploitation of the two women. One of the women was a Las Vegas showgirl when the pandemic struck and made her jobless, according to the suit. The other was an immigrant who had been kicked out of her adopted home as a teenager. Razavi groomed both of them, finding them places to stay and making extravagant promises of fast cash and ultimately wealth and fame if they would create OnlyFans content under her management, said the suit. One of the women looked to Razavi as a mother figure. The suit makes a number of allegations about Razavi. She used the women's IDs and social security numbers to set up OnlyFans accounts that only she could access, then plied them with alcohol to get them to perform sex acts on camera, sometimes with others. When they resisted, Razavi told them, "I'll just talk to you again when you're drunk." The suit also alleges one of the women was raped while intoxicated, and the video was posted online. Reuters couldn't confirm whether or where the video appeared. The women's OnlyFans accounts generated more than $1.3 million in revenue, of which OnlyFans took its customary 20% cut, said the suit. The rest was funneled into bank accounts controlled by Razavi, who paid the women about 10% of their share and not the 50% she had promised. The suit said, contacted by Reuters, Razavi's lawyer categorically denied the allegations